where I chill pretty much. This is like my man cave area. I mean, I get to keep separate from everyone else out in the garage, and I had a house fire. That's my life, right? My second one of my life, and everything's been redone. The insurance handled everything, and but I had everything out here. You know, like this is my spot where I basically would hang out and listen to music and talk on the phone, and do my little work in my little notebooks. I'm kind of into paint pens and drawing and basically looking at things in different ways, to say the least. And so this kind of is my home. I'm my second home away from home. It's only 30 feet away, but I like it out here. And I've had many good conversations out here with myself and some good friends that stopped by. But when this first happened to me, man, I moved up to Northern California and got stuck up here because my girlfriend left me, my fiance left me. Because of a drug habit. We'd been together for 7 years. We had a condo together. I tried to get my life restarted again in Santa Cruz. That fell apart. I had 4 near-death experiences over the next years, and I was now recovering from almost losing both my legs from some unknown poisoning that someone had given me or something like that. They didn't even know what was wrong with me at the hospital. I was in a weird... I talk about being in a weird place. I was just blasé, though. I wasn't depressed, and I wasn't happy. I was just like, whatever, man. Like, life is doing me right now. So I was kind of doing what you see here, but with a much different flavor to it. I was just doing artwork, you know, I was just drawing and doing things. And then one night, almost exactly 5 years ago today, almost exactly 5 years ago, something happened to me. I got hit in the head with a fucking baseball bat. This is exactly how I say it happened. The thing is, I got hit in the head with a baseball bat, but nothing happened except that I knew things. And I later found out that was actually a term for that called being in the know. But this had happened in a second. I almost lost consciousness. I almost threw up. Over the next week, I began to be able to accurately talk to dead relatives of friends, get all this information about them. I knew all of these secrets about the government. I knew all of the lies that they had done in a week, man. In a week. I didn't even have to watch videos on YouTube or anything like that. I would sometimes check my information on there. I would go to sleep at night, I'd wake up, and I had a college degree in mathematics. I could cite Bible scripture off the top of my head in the debate with people, and I hadn't picked up the Bible in years. I was like, what is going on? I thought this happened to everybody. I was asking people on the street, like, so how are you dealing with, like, talking to dead people? Are you dealing with it well? And they're just like, well, dude, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I'm like, why are they not talking about what's happened? I thought, like, some nuclear explosion maybe has created a mutation in our brain. Like, I really was at that level. How do you explain something like that happening? And you don't. You don't. But I did, because I was just that way. I'm someone who, I'm not going to keep my fucking mouth shut. But it was a lonely time. And everyone thought I was crazy, no matter how much my information proved to be right. But I knew, and I said then, and there are people who know that, and it's important to me because I was only with myself. I said, you're going to find out. You're going to find out one day. And sure enough, that's been happening. But no one had ever talked about anything happening to them like it happened to me. Like, their stories were so different. And then, just a few months ago, I heard about David Icke. I'd heard about that guy, man. At that point, I was so awake, I didn't need any other help or watch any videos. I was source informed. I could sit here where I am right now and get all the news that I needed to know without looking at a TV or listening to a radio. I got every channel in my mind. I'm serious. And I get the accurate information, not the bullshit. And then I heard David Icke, dude. I backed up, dude, and was like, I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe this guy is telling the story like that. Like, was this a practical joke done on me? And they told me, no, Don. I'm like, why did you hide this from me? It was part of the process of you learning on your own, but just to let you know, of course you weren't going crazy, sweetie. Of course you weren't. You were not alone. He went through the same hell you did. But you both are going to make it pay off, okay?
As Martin Luther King said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy.
Yep, that's true.
The number of people that were in any way interested in this information, whether it's the nature of reality or the control system and its agenda, was tiny, tiny, tiny. It was a lonely road. Not anymore. A phenomenal awakenings happening all over the world as people start to expand their minds and open their minds to another possibility, to another world, to another sense of self. And what comes with that awakening, indeed what triggers it in so many ways, is when we decide to ask the big questions. And then, bang, 1990. For a year before 1990, when I was still in the Green Party, I felt this presence around me. Even when I was in a room alone, or especially then, I felt this presence around me, like I wasn't alone. And this went on for the best part, like I say, of a year. And it got more and more powerful, more and more tangible. Long story short, I tell the story in the books. I went by a series of synchronistic chances to see a psychic. Never seen one in my life before. And I just wanted to go along. I told her I wanted hands-on healing for my arthritis, which was true. But the real reason was, would she pick up what was around me? And I went for a couple of times, and it was hands-on healing, very nice. Betty Shine, nice lady. And then the third time, she starts giving me this stuff. Ooh, this is powerful, she says. I've got to close my eyes for this one. And in 1990, out came all this stuff. I'm presenting the snooker at the time. You know, I'm with the BBC still, and out came all this stuff. I was going to go out on a world stage. I was going to reveal great secrets. And basically, there was a shadow across the world that had to be lifted. There was a story that had to be told. And I was going to tell it. Which, when I'm sitting with my bum on that little bench next to her, in her healing room, sounded complete bloody craziness. But it's unfolded. And it's unfolded very quickly after that, where my life started to change. And I started to come across information that was pushing me in a certain direction. And then in the same year, or just after the same year, 1991, I went to Peru on just on a whim, on intuition, and ended up having extraordinary experiences on a mound in Peru, just down from where that is. This is Siyustani, not far from a place called Puno in southern Peru. Over just out the shot there, on this mound, when this energy was coming in the top of my head, and I was shaking like I was plugged in the mains for about the best part of an hour. And after that, everything changed. It was like a dam bursting in my head, and suddenly concepts, information, perceptions were pouring into my mind. And for about 3 months, if you'd have asked what planet I was on, I would definitely have had to check. And that 3 months was when all this unfolded, what I call my turquoise period. When it was like a computer where you push too many keys and it freezes and says, can't process this, thank you, I'm shutting down. And that's what happened to me basically in that 3 months. And then, after that time, everything morphed back. And people were coming up to me in the street after all the ridicule, they're saying, you're just like the bloke I used to know. I thought they said you got mad. Well, I may have looked like the bloke that I used to know, but I wasn't. I was suddenly seeing the world in a completely different way. And I was asking the big questions. Who are we? Where are we? Why is the world as it is? And from that time, the puzzle pieces started to be handed to me in really synchronistic, amazingly synchronistic ways. One of the, if you like, psychic communications that came through Betty Shine said in 1990, sometimes he will say things and wonder where they came from. They will be our words. Another one said knowledge will be put into his mind, and at other times he will be led to knowledge. Well, all I can say after 20 years of experience since that time is that famous advert in Britain, it does exactly what it says on the tin, is precisely what has unfolded since then. And that's how the information for all the books and everything has come. Another one was, arduous seeking is not necessary. The path is already mapped out. You only have to follow the clues. Again, it says, or does what it says on the tin. Exactly that has happened. Wow. And it's this process of having insights and then 5 sense information, names, dates, places, documents, people coming to support that insight. That is what has been unfolding for 20 years. That's where the information has come from in the books. And it's been like some force has been handing me puzzle pieces in virtually the order easiest to understand them. And when you put the puzzle pieces together, the world looks very, very different when you connect the dots. Because what the system wants to do, right across society, is get people to focus on dots, individual dots, a religion, family, job, football team, whatever. There's nothing wrong with focus as long as you hold peripheral vision.
Don, you shall know numbers.
You can see how your focus connects out into other things.
Don,
that's not what the system wants. It wants that.
Okay.
That focus, so you don't have peripheral
I think I can
vision.
see the future.
And
The
as we
future
try
can
to
be
go through
foreseen,
the
but
maze
freedom
we
of
call
action
life,
must be given.
the control
Okay.
system has set up endless
I used to do
ways
some drugs. Am I going to go to hell?
divert us, confuse
He
us,
does not judge you on your
and to
actions.
keep
He
us from
judges
the
you on your intent.
understanding
He does
that
not
will
judge
set
you
us
on your
free.
grammar. He judges you on your content.
And that's what I want
Okay,
to talk
why
about
do you guys
in the
talk
first
like that when you
section
give me
today.
psychic messages? We just do it like that. Didn't he tell you? No. Do not premeditate on what ye shall say, for we shall give you your mouth, and we shall give you your wisdom. Amen, word to God. Told you I was telling the truth.